Yeah, I forgot to tell you that the other day while I was making dinner, our Ninja blender started smoking.
Ugh, how frustrating. Everything we own right now, we're trying to do this diet and everything we own is not working. I was using the juicer last week and after about 2 batches, it just stopped working. But then all of a sudden it would start working again after a few minutes and
Needed a little break.
just been frustrating. But the diet's been going good. Lost a little bit of weight, fitting in my clothes.
Yeah, so if you're on a diet, we're commiserating with you.
So we're Joey and Dell Nolen. We help blended families with practical solutions for the strains of everyday life so you can find joy and community.
Yeah, we are living examples of when we first started our blended family, we didn't have a lot of resources. So that's why we wanted to do this just for you. So stay tuned, we've got a really good episode. Are you newly single and overwhelmed by it? Or maybe you've been single for a while and you have been relying on your parents for childcare and help and assistance. Have you ever asked yourself what that looks like for the grandparent, how they feel? Have you asked them how they feel? That's what we're going to delve into today.
Today we take a closer look at the assistance from the beloved grandparents, your parents, and the assistance that they help out with your child.
So today we're actually looking at the view from the grandparents, your parents' point of view, and we're going to be reviewing some tips that are not only going to help the grandparents, but you and even your child.
Episode 35 starts right now. So after my divorce, I had, due to financial reasons, I had moved in with my parents. And at that time, my children were really young, and the parenting plan that I had at the time, the awful parenting plan that I had at the time, was I was barely seeing the kids on the weekends, and I would actually have to go to my ex's house to see my kids. It was kind of a horrible time in my life. You add the stress of just being around the ex while you're still trying to build, your own memories and bonding time with your children. It was hard. And during that time, my parents didn't really have the opportunity to be involved with the kids at all.
So when we started dating, I had a almost 5-year-old daughter, and she and I would go over and visit Joey's parents and Joey, and she loved going over there. And it was just kind of like, a highlight, a positive thing. But the truth is, my daughter wasn't a grandchild of Joey's parents. Didn't your mom express that to you one time? Her kind of disappointment?
Oh, with, being with Connolly instead of seeing her own grandkids at the time. Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, she did express that. It was like, along comes Dell with kids that my mom's getting to share time with, but, my biological kids, she wasn't able to spend time with.
Yeah, I understood that when he had shared that with me, that his mom was feeling that way. It just totally made sense. I would feel the same exact way. My story was different because when I got a divorce, I was alone in Arizona. I had some younger nieces, but I really didn't have my parents. They both lived in California. When I was separated through the years with my first marriage, when we were separated, I relied heavily on my mom, but my mom lived in Arizona then. So not to get into all of that, it's night and day when you have a grandparent involved. It's night and day. Let's just say that.
Now that you've got some of our background, we wanted to get into this part where we give you some tips to help to not burn out your parent situation during this process.
So tip number one, if you are in a parenting plan that's kind of complicated, like Joey was describing, make that extra effort to get the grandparent involved. Even if it's only 1 hour a month, let that grandparent have some involvement. I'm not asking that the grandparent, say you're, not close with, to all of a sudden push that. We're not saying to add it as an extra stressor, but studies have actually shown that in these kind of situations with kids, with changes in the household or changes in the family structure, that grandparents play a huge role and a positive role in that child's life. So that's tip number one.
So like Dell's scenario earlier, where she's managing being single and two little boys at the same time. The key is to make sure you leave the lines of communication open between you and your parent or grandparent. Does watching your kids while you go to work for them? Ask them often how they are doing. You'd be surprised at how much people may hold on to things based out of fear because they're worried that they're going to become a bigger part of the distraction at the same time.
A bigger burden to you, yeah.
Yeah, so that's tip number 2.
Tip number 3, never assume. I think because there are parents, we assume how they feel, whether they have a lot of involvement with our children or not a lot of, just a little bit. We predict what is going on, and never assume that. Go to them and create an environment where where they can share their feelings, and it's a give and take. You're willing to listen to what they have to say. You're open to it. Never assume.
Who knows? Maybe something that you're frustrated with, or the kids are frustrated with, might be bothering you too, or the both of you. You just got to leave the lines of communication open. And now for the last tip, and it's a really important one. Make sure you say thank you. Be grateful. It's complicated. Our lives are complicated anyway. So make sure you're saying thankful. Make sure you're being thankful for the time that they're getting to spend with them and allowing you to do the things that you need to do to help manage your household.
And also, I would say, encourage your kids to also be grateful. They get to spend time with their grandparent and just a simple walk in the house and give a hug when they arrive in the morning, or whatever the child care situation is. Just everybody be grateful.
Yeah, and it's just so important that, another person is A, consistent, and B, showing love to your kids. So just be ever so grateful for that.
And to Joey's mom and my mom, we're saying thank you.
Thank you.
Since we have brought up grandparenting tips, which one have you tried already? And did it work? We want to hear those stories. How did the kids do once those grandparents were involved and things got going? This is the goodness that we rely on you for, so go ahead and share. That's what we're here for, to support each other and be a community.
Yeah, and thank you again for being here. If this added value to your life, or you know somebody who this could add some value to, please share it with them. It's important for us to get more information out there to the blended step family community so that we can begin to learn resources to help one another.
Now don't forget, we are here weekly for you. Don't miss out. We post new content every week, and we've got a lot of good stuff on the horizon, so stay with us. Every week, check our website at joeyanddelnolen.com. We have been posting quite consistently Wednesdays, so check us out.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here with us, you guys.
Bye. Bye.